TV. Wayne has very kindly come down today to show me his chopper. Who are missus?
Hey, missus.
I know this bike quite well because I have owned it, and you know, if I wanted someone to date my ex-missus, Wayne would be the man. He's a kind man, he's a good man. So the love of my life now lives with Wayne, and I'm very happy about that. But Wayne, you've made a few changes.
I have.
Let us know what you've done.
Right, to start with, I had a bit of repair on the, it was leaking there, so I put a new seal kit in there, but that was fine. I've made these little risers just to pull the bars back a bit, and I've also changed the bars because the original bars that Adam had were a little bit forward for me, but they seem to work nice. And around this side I've made another, because I'm an ex-tool maker, I made a new shifting rod, the brass with stainless ends. I mean, it's not, other than that, it's nothing to do because Adam did such a lovely job building it. Just ride it and enjoy it now.
So let's go through it. This was a build that I started off with. I'm trying to think what I started off. I started off with a frame, a gearbox, and a primary oil tank swing arm, which I built off being a tattooist. All the fabrication was done by RBK Customs. We've got 14-inch over forks here. These are a fair pair of sliders, sort of a Softail Custom, and this is a Softail Custom mudguard that I had cut down at the rear. I can't remember where this comes from, but it cost Wars, Harley Davidson, I believe, and it cost me a king's ransom back in the 90s of £250, but I just had to have it. It's the first thing I ever bought on a credit card, actually. So petrol tank was made by Keith Baker. The risers were given to me by Dave from Crossface Gym as a gift. The engraving up there, if you can get on there, Against the Stream, that was a book I was reading at the time by Noah Levine. That was done by Gadget, and there's a skull.
Bit of engraving there.
Bit of engraving there. So the paintwork was done by Keith Baker, who sadly is not painting at the moment. You never know, we might persuade him out of retirement, but he's messing around with American cars. And
this bike, by the way, has won Best Paint recently.
Oh yes, it won Best Paint at the West London Harley Riders.
It did.
It did. And you've got an event coming up.
We have. We've got a party coming up on the 16th of this month.
16th of October. Where's that?
And that's at Hayes Cricket Club, and it's all welcome. It's just a autumn party.
Autumn party.
Fly doing music.
Fly doing the music. West London Harley Riders, Hayes Cricket Club.
Yeah.
They're a good bunch of guys. They're good to party with. So go down there. I was a member for about 6 years, I think.
Okay.
That's another story. We'll get onto that. But yeah, they're good guys. Thoroughly recommend them. Get down there. Show them some support. So this engine, going back to the bike, this engine has got Sportster rocker tops on it, this was done by Exile Cycles, so we kind of stole that idea. The exhaust pipes were made from Russ by RBK, who's now working for Tesla. He doesn't do bikes anymore. Standard Softail 5-speed gearbox with a push button start to hide the wiring. This is a Proline rear wheel with a 180 tyre, which we had powder coated black, and a bit of machining done by Ray at RSA Engineering. Some nice pinstriping there done by Keith. Classic Cycle Works again. It's not. I thought this was a nice touch, Adam.
Where you built the axle, you it's not the standard axle with a big nut welded on it. Sort of tapped in both sides. These nice sort of cone stainless.
Yeah.
It just sets it all off, and this little plate here. It's all down to detail.
Yeah. I like all this paint saving stuff. I've built a couple of bikes with those on.
Really cool.
That was actually an idea from Dave at P&D Customs.
Okay.
He done my original chop. This seat brings us on nicely actually. This seat was done by Dave at P&D Customs. He builds a good seat. Now I hear Dave could be retiring early next year, so if you need your seats done, get on down and go and see him. If we come round to the back light, I'll cover it over the number plate with my hand like that. But this back light was actually a police backlight.
I wonder where you got that from.
Which we've put a stop backlight with a stop in it as well.
Bulb in it, yeah.
Stop bulb. But yeah, that is just a powder coated police backlight. That would have been on the front of a bike. Wow. Okay. Stock primary. Motor Gadget Speedo. Now Richard, my good friend Richard, he hates the Motor Gadget Speedo. They're a pig to wire, but they're great.
The wiring's like a pear, isn't it? So
it
fine.
Yeah. And but Richard, I will say, is I kind of bolted it together with Richard, and Richard made it work. Richard really is kind of the unsung sort of hero behind this bike. I had the idea, Richard come up with it. We've got the Crane high for ignition and coils, Pingle fuel tap.
It's nice that you put the core here, because it's usually on the Softail, it's usually there and it hides all that. You get rid of the post, but having it there is really nice.
Yeah, we like to make it there by the manifold. This head steady was made by Russ from RBK Custom and then chromed. And then if we come round
actually, this bit here that I haven't put on is to put your feet on, and believe it or not, I use it really a lot. When you're on the motorway, you just want to change your foot position, you can just put your foot on there and it just protects the chrome. But it's just a nice little touch, because even if it's for 10 minutes, you just change your foot position, it works.
Yeah, and I'd like to say that I come up with that myself. I stole that from Jesse James, watching films with him.
I may even make that longer, because my foot does hit here sometimes. It's hard to get your toe off the chrome, so I might because I'm a tool maker, I can make one of them.
You can. That's good to know if we need stuff making. Right, these are just standard Harley hand controls, which have just been rounded off and then powder coated. So if you're out there looking for expensive hand controls, get yourself some standard ones and just round off the edges, and then you've got a nice custom set of controls. They've been powder coated and all new seals put through. Now if you come around here, Leon, we've got, these are standard levers that have been polished but drilled, just to give them a nice little
feature.
Yeah. And I believe these are SJP yokes here.
Yeah, nice, tidy up.
With a rake in them. I can't remember what the rake is, but that's to take up with the 14-inch over forks. And this is a 53C custom headlight, which again, a powder coated black, had the rim re-chromed, and yeah, that's just a standard
nice
headlight.
Custom bracket though.
Nice custom bracket.
One off the custom bracket there.
Yeah, that was made by Russ again.
Very nice.
So, Wayne, how's it been riding it? How are you finding it?
It's a joy. You wouldn't know you're on a chop. It just rides like a normal Softail, handles, soaks up all the bumps. I mean, you know, when people build chops, they go hardtail, and I'm too old for hardtail. My back wouldn't take it, but that's my wife. Heather's been on the back. She loves it. She doesn't complain. We've been out for a good hour and a half on it. I went out for a 2-hour spin last weekend on the motorway. One's lovely, beautiful.
Yeah. So if you're building a chop, if you want to look cool, you can go hardtail. But if you want to get there and you want to do miles, those shock absorbers do make a lot of difference.
Oh, absolutely.
They haven't got a lot. They've not got a lot of travel in them, have they? It's not super soft,
but they are strong.
But it's enough. Yeah.
It soaks up bumps.
I believe they are. Yeah, they're just standard.
Yeah, they are.
Softail.
Yeah.
Standard Softail shocks in there, so you don't have to go right crazy when you're building stuff. You can use some stock stuff. Yeah. The reason I use stock stuff when I'm having bikes built is because it's easy to get, it's easy to replace. So if you are travelling abroad and stuff like that, you've got more chance of getting it. This rear tyre is the same size tyre that was fitted to the Honda Valkyrie. I was used to call the Honda Valeries.
Nice looking tyre.
Nice looking tyre, but if you're travelling, you've got more chance of getting one. I haven't taken this one abroad as far as I can remember, but I did go up north on it to the farmyard party. So, Wayne, any more you want to add to that?
No, what did you say the frame was? It's a Softail frame.
It's original
modified
Softail
by Dave,
frame.
was it?
No, that was modified by Russ at RBK.
So
obviously stretched there and there, sloped. Yeah, again,
beautiful.
Yeah.
The lines are so nice.
Yeah, I always like to have them so they're almost like a bow and arrow being pulled, so they're sort of like tight.
Yeah.
You know, when you're looking at that, that
it works,
sort of shape there. and then the feminists would kill me for this, but when you look at them from the side, it looks like a woman laying on her back, so like the knees are sort of bent there, round, and then up, sort of up like that.
I've got a
So
different
she's
way of looking at it
sort
now.
of laying on her back, yeah, well there you go. Bike's got to be sexy, isn't it? And
Yes,
women are.
Yeah, that's
So,
cool.
there we go. All right, Wayne, thanks for coming down
You're
to show
welcome.
us this bike today. And we look forward to seeing you out and
Yeah.
about. Check out West London, go to their dues. Got 40th anniversary coming up, aren't you? Haven't you?
Next year it's the 40th. It's a great
40th,
big
so
one.
look out for that. It's going to be a big
That'd
party.
be you're around
We're gonna
about
be
the same
pushing it.
time. That'd be end of July, last weekend in July usually. But it'd be our 40th, so we're looking to get some big bands and.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that, and we'll be plugging the hell out of that.
Yeah.
All right, Wayne. Thanks very much.
Before it fades away, hey you!